Hi guys, a little bit of an update here. Um, as you can see, my rating has now dropped below 2600 in the puzzles. Also got a nice shiny new logo behind me. In fact, it's just three letters in a font with some gradient colors in it. Um, I've also figured out how to use a green screen so that you don't have to look at my awful room that I'm currently living in. But yeah, so the Puzzle Rush was a lot of fun. I've got a couple of videos up of that now, or in fact just one at the moment, but there's another one coming. Um, and I was sort of saying in that video that, hey, this is really good. This is a change of pace. This is fast. Um, Maybe that's good. It's like contrasting with the slower puzzle content that I do, and maybe it's also good for me in the sense of I want to become faster at chess. I want to be able to think faster, calculate faster. I think that's one of the key. It's one of the key elements of being a good chess player, for sure. Um, Especially online in the faster time controls like Blitz and Bullet. Um, but it's not worked out that well. I don't know really what's happened. I've been doing some puzzles, and I've, this one's been up for ages. I've been looking at this one, and I just cannot, for the life of me, figure this one out. But one of the problems I had in the previous puzzles was after the puzzle rush, I was kind of in that mode of, yep, boom, 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 playing the moves fast. I got a couple of puzzles. I like still in puzzle rush mode almost. So I was like not blitzing out the moves. I was still trying to consider the variations and candidate moves, all this good stuff, checks. But I was just rushing it a bit too much, and as a consequence, I'm now at 2582 in puzzles, which is pretty bad. That's 200 points down from where I was 3 or 4 days ago, and it's 250 points or so down from my top rating that I've had in puzzles. So yeah, it's not going great. Um, and I've been looking at this one, and it's just I just cannot see how to solve this one. So let's talk about this puzzle a little bit. Um, it's not that complicated a position. I mean, you look at this at face value. Yes, we're up in exchange, but you know, White has a three connected passed pawns over here, which is, in theory, more than enough compensation for an exchange, I would say. Um, there's not any immediate back rank issues. There's already an escape square for the king. I'm not even threatening any back rank issues at the moment. The only sort of thing I can see in this position is, pushing this pawn. And so, pawn here. White probably has to capture, which does give me a check. And then the king, he can block with the queen, in fact. And then it's like, well, what am I doing here? Um, I guess I can check here. If he blocks, then the rook comes in, so maybe he doesn't want to do that. So maybe he just runs the king here. But then what's my follow-up? It's like I just cannot see the solution to this one, and it's kind of frustrating. Um, and I don't like guessing. This is the strongest candidate move I can see. The other one I looked at was pawn here, attacking the queen, as if moving the queen might do something. Um, the queen can go here, she can go here. He can go here. No, he can't. Queen's covered. No, he can. The pawn's here, so yeah, I was thinking the queen was covering it, but it's not. Um, so does that achieve anything? Does that make things any better? Mm, I just don't know. The other thing I looked at was, well, maybe we just start targeting this pawn. You know, the back of the pawn chain. Because this is a really dangerous setup. If you can start pushing these pawns, that's not going to be good. So, what else is there here? That's basically the extent of what I've been looking at. I've not been looking at it for this long, which is like 3 hours. It's just been sitting in the browser for a while. I looked at it for, I don't know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, something like that, before this. And I'm just not seeing it. Normally, when I get into this state, it's like I know that I've missed something because, you know, there must be something here. I don't know. This seems like there's too many possibilities. It doesn't. Moving the queen. Is there any way to trap the queen? No, I just can't see anything. And also going here, I can't take this pawn because then my rook would be hanging. Another sort of idea is rook here, which hangs my pawn. But if he takes it, you know, I've got a check coming in here. But I'm not seeing the killing blow there. You know, he runs his king. What's the follow-up? So, yeah, really struggling with this one. Although, something has just occurred to me, as I've been saying all this. So, this is something that sometimes happens in puzzles, where I've talked about a few different ideas, a few different possible moves. Sometimes there's a combination that happens. So, in this case, I was talking about attacking this pawn. I was also talking about pushing this pawn. Maybe those two ideas can come together somehow. So let's have a look at this. Here, here, check. I'm now attacking this pawn. I still can't take it because it would leave my rook undefended. But maybe that's worth looking at now. So let's say he runs the king. Is there any way I can get that pawn? I'm not seeing it, guys. This is one of those puzzles. It's just, I'm sure you're all screaming out at me. It's so obvious, you know. I apologize. I really do. It's like, spectator syndrome where you can see what the right move is and it's obvious to you, yeah. And I appreciate that's a frustrating thing. You know what? I'm just going to go for the pawn push because I don't see what else to do here, honestly. Um, yeah. Okay, for some reason he's sacrificed his queen. So there must be a big threat here if he takes back. But I guess that's the puzzle solved. That's 24, 62. That's crazy. I'm really curious now as to what is actually going on here. So, oh, I apologize. The puzzle was actually more complicated than that. I'd already done a few things. So, this was the initial position. Apologies, guys. I forgot about this. It's been sitting there for 3 hours. I completely forgot. So this was the first position, okay? What I sort of calculated here was, you know, this rook is defended by the queen. And maybe I can distract the queen, you know, and I was looking at ways to do that. And this move here occurred. So I went for that. He then moved. So I then won the rook for our bishop. And this is where we were previously. So apologies for that, I completely forgot. But yeah, this position just completely stumped me. So let's have a look at it. So pawn forward, what's wrong with, well, apparently pawn takes and queen takes here are equal. And I'm struggling to see why that is the case. What's wrong with this? Okay, so rook takes. Okay, that makes some sort of sense. That is attacking this pawn now, and I don't have to worry about you know, this guy being undefended down here, because I was thinking of using the queen before to come in here. Okay. So the best move now is king f1. King f1? If that's the best move white has here, that's pretty shocking to me. I guess it's centralizing the king somewhat. I don't know. Queen e5. He's just literally moving his king back and forward. Then the queen comes in. The king ends up here. We check again. The rook comes down. Yeah, that forces the pawn push. Oh no, or yeah, okay. So basically, you know, if he pushes the pawn, it's going to be checkmate. Sorry, he can't push the pawn. He can't move the king. Okay, okay, I get it now. So basically, he has to take the rook. Yeah. Okay, good. I mean, how many moves was that to sort of see this sort of end situation? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 moves to sort of get to that. Yes, it's definitively won situation. I mean, that's a lot for a 2400 rate puzzle, in my opinion. Like, I certainly normally don't calculate that far ahead. In some cases, if it's maybe a simpler position than this, you can, and I'm sure Hikaru can, and Magnus and so on, they can probably do it in 2 seconds, you know, but me, I'm slow, and this is what I'm trying to improve. But at least I got it right, so that's something, yeah? So we're on the road back to 2600 now. I think I'll call it there for now. The goal is now to regain the 2600 rating. So there'll be more coming. And hope you enjoyed this. Take care of yourselves. See you next time.